So this review has taken me absolutely months because I did my usual, just blundered in with no research and figured out, I'll figure it out as I go. So TPU, I've been printing with it for years, even going back to Ender 3s and Bowden systems. This is the standard 95A. Prints absolutely fine. And now, of course, most printers are direct drive, so it's even easier. And then ERYONE released the TPU 90, which is slightly softer. So I thought, I'll pick up a spool of that. This is easy to print. This will be easy to print, and I can do sort of a comparison. And then I got busy for a bit, so the review went to one side. And I was circling back to it, and ERYONE released the 85A, which is softer still. So, of course, in my usual style, I thought, this is easy to print. This will be easy to print. These will be easy to print. I'll just run a few prints, and away I go. Yeah, no, that's where it fell down. All of my printers can handle this stuff absolutely fine. So I chucked this on. No, quite a few of my printers just refuse to manage it. It would either massively under extrude or it just wouldn't feed at all. And I know I could have tinkered with the extruder tension and stuff, but the thing is, my printers are printing nice. I don't want to muck up my extruder tension for all the normal filaments I do just to get TPU printing. So I basically worked around every printer I have running. I'd run this first, get some base prints, then I'd load this up. Some would print, some wouldn't. And then if it would print this, I'd chuck one of these in. That's where it all fell down. I went round almost every printer I had, and they all just either couldn't load this, couldn't print it, or it just came out terrible. In the end, I put these on my Creality K1S, and that was the only printer I've got that can actually print the 85A. So props to Creality and the extruder and everything in there. That's not saying none of my printers could if I reset the tension and everything, but I don't print enough TPU stuff to want to take several of my printers, retune them just for TPU. So that's why this has taken an absolute age. So ordinary TPU, I print odds and ends of all sorts with it. This is actually a cable tie. I just knock this together because I'm forever modding my printers, and rather than constantly using cable ties, cutting them and binning them, when I'm just starting out and I've got a bunch of wires going everywhere, being able to just loop it up like this is brilliant. And then when I've finished, then go back in the box for next time. And this is a type of like a fidget, a sensory fidget that I've made. These are for chewing, because some neurodiverse people sort of need something to chew on. I actually designed these for a friend's son, and now quite a few people I know end up using them. The problem I found is you get a huge amount of string in here, and I know I could have tuned it out, tried a few bits, but in the end I thought, well, the problem is a great big hole and it doesn't need one. So then I just close the hole in, put a little hole there for a string or a keyring. And then, to get fancy, I swapped in this one. And that printed fine. This was printed on a heavily modified Ender 5. It's got a nebula, a big Tritech nebula on it, and a Revo hot end. And that managed this 90A okay. So I ran a few more prints with it, and they come out nice, and of course it's squishier. So then I did the cable tie. Still works, it's got a bit more give to it. Because I always try and do a similar set. When I'm reviewing one filament against another, I try and do, you know, the same thing in the different filaments. So then when I finally got as far as the K1S, I could drop down to the 85A. And I've got a really squeezy chewy. And the cable ties, they still work. And I did that in both of the 85As. We give away a load of these to various good causes, charities and stuff. And a lot of my friendship circle are parents of neurodiverse children, and a lot of them like these. Also adults who've got a habit of grinding their teeth. Rather than biting on your tooth, you can chew on something like this. And that was the cable tie again. My plan is to make an array of these of different lengths when I get that far. And then, just to get really fancy, I threw in a colour change and made these labels. You can really see how flexible this stuff is like that. So, as usual, really top quality filament from ERYONE. All mistakes were my own through not reading up, not researching, not taking the time to properly tune everything and just sending it. So there we go. That is the ERYONE standard 95A TPU in red or translucent red, the 90A in translucent blue, and then the 85A in black and white. If you've got a printer can manage it and you've got an application for it, it's really good quality stuff. But yeah, I did do a few prints getting to this point, like a lot. And you don't want to know how many just failed completely and went in the bin. So of course I will have learned from this, and the next time I think, oh I know, I'll just blunder into this with no idea, I'll do exactly the same thing. But there you go, that is ERYONE TPU from 95A down to 85A. Thanks for watching.